Hi everyone. I've accidentally hit go live, but it's only 5 minutes before while I've been setting up my camera. Okay, so it is, what time is it now? It's still only 8 minutes to. So 8 minutes or so, and we're gonna get started. I'm just logging on to YouTube so I can see who's joining us at the minute and see a few people. Hi Emily. Hi Candy Kane. We're a little bit early. The camera's moving about. Just ignore me. Just getting set up. Oh. Right, hi, those joining us, about 5 to. So, gonna get started in about 5 minutes. Turn my iPad down so there's no echo. There we go. Start in 5 minutes or so. A few more people joining us. Who's there? Let's have a look. Hi, Emily. Hi, Mal. Good to see you. Hi, Candy Cane. Hi, Hydro Monkey. Good to see you all down. Right, 3 minutes or so, guys, and we're going to get started. Right, okay, it's 1 minute to. I got started a little bit earlier, so we will get started. Welcome down to everyone who is here. Okay, it's great to see you all. This is going to be my last live lesson of this school year. Obviously, it's the last week next week, so you'll be doing some different things. So this is going to be the last lesson, and we've got quite a fun one today. Create this great sort of effect that you could use for backgrounds for things. You could put stuff on top. You could write big messages in black writing or anything like that. Or just leave it like that, put it up, maybe even cut it out around the sides, have it. Have whatever you want to do with it, but we're going to have a look at how we create this type of effect. Again, just looking at some videos on YouTube. Had a look on it. It's one of those like quite quick, doesn't explain how it's really doing it. So we're going to look at it today and break it down. Again, if you do have a go at any of these, can you please send me them, okay, on Mr. Biggins123, either on Twitter, Facebook, or my Instagram. If you send them to me on there, it'll be great and see what you've done. I love seeing your work when you've finished it, so that would be absolutely brilliant. Okay, so what you're going to need today is you're going to need some coloured felt tips. I'm using Sharpies, but any felt tip should be fine. And you also need some coloured pencils. Okay, so the coloured pencils, as you can see, I have one for each coloured pen. Okay, so you need a coloured pencil that goes with each of your coloured pens. You've got a red pen, you need a red pencil, orange pen, orange pencil, black pen, black pencil, and so on and so forth. Obviously, I'm going to recreate the colours that I've created in this one, but it is completely up to you what colours you use. Now, the style that I'm going to go for when I'm creating this one is, as you can see on here, I have started the darker colour and sort of went lighter and followed the colour spectrum. So from my blues, my greens, my yellows, orange, reds, pinks to a lighter pink as I've worked your way from the left corner, bottom corner to the top right corner. You can do anything you want. You could do just two colours repeated all the way through. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You could do the colours backwards, so starting lighter here. You could just choose different shades of, if you've got lots of felt tips, lots of colours, you could choose just different shades of one colour, like reds all the way across. Entirely up to you. But we're going to recreate this one where we're starting from the darker colours and working our way up. Now with this one, I'm not going to use sort of pencil lines to start off with. I'm just going to go straight into it. Okay. Oh, just get my piece of paper. Again, got pen underneath so I don't get felt tip on where I am drawing. Okay, and I'm going to take it off actually to start off with and try and get right underneath just so you can see my paper. Okay, so I've got my paper here. And see a few people there mention about getting ready to leave year 5, getting ready to leave year 6. Okay, yes, it is that time of year. So good luck to anyone who is going to be moving, especially if you're moving school, if you're in year 6. Good luck to you guys. So right, we're going to start in the bottom corner. Now we always start off with is our, and I'm going to be doing this diagonal, so I'll just try and this minute. We start off with a little shape. I'm going to leave a little bit of a border. Okay, and it's that sort of shape. It can be just a circle if you want, but I like to go thin and then a little bit bigger. Then what we do is we just come out from there and go back around to the other side, and then we continue that on. Okay, so you can see I'm going up sort of straight a little bit, then I'm bringing it round, down, and then bringing it back across. My black pen's running out a bit from all the art I've been doing. Okay, and you can take these, okay, it's all up to you, as big or as small, as many or as few as you want. Okay, and I'm going to do one more. Now this one, I'm just going to curve straight away from there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another one of these shapes. I'm going to start here. So I'm going to start with my first off one. Pop it there. Now we know this one we're not going to be going out just sort of out all the way around. I'm using sort of a line. It doesn't matter if I quickly go over it a little bit or anything. And I'm going to be working up on this side here. So what I'm going to be doing is sort of going round and then down. So I'm going up and then around and down. You can see it creates a different sort of shape because this time, rather than it looking just sort of straight out, it's sort of curving over to the right a little bit, just because I'm going from there over rather than bringing it all the way round. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and I'm done mine quite small. You can do them bigger or small. You can do different colors, different sizes. I'm running out of ink on my black pen, so this is going to be my last one with my black, and I'm going to do the same with this one, but we're going the other direction. So we've got like a little sort of borderline going down here. And we're going to go around. So sometimes I just go straight out. And this last one, I'm just going to go straight. And then there. Okay. So that's all the black ones that I want to do there. So now, because I'm doing the shades and I'm going to start next with a darker blue. And where you want to start on your next ones, obviously your shapes might look different depending on how you do it, is look for these little sort of gaps here, and that's where you're going to start your next one. Now I know if I do my first little shape there, okay, a small sort of circular shape like always, if I do that, if I do another one here, they're going to be really small. So I'm just going to do one sort of coming out there, okay? So I'm going to go over, around. And this next one would sort of go behind, wouldn't it? So we go there, and then round. Okay. Then one more. Here. And you can see it sort of has that sort of movement on it. Now for my next blue one, I can see I've got two of those little gaps there. So I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to do it maybe going this way a little bit. So I'm making it sort of bend and curve over this way by coming straight out on that one, but then leaving a little gap on that one. So you can see it looks like it turns over. So the gap on this side is smaller than the gap there, and that makes what curves it that way. Going to do a one here. And this one's just going to be quite even. Coming all the way out. Remember that little line at the bottom to stop with. Sort of imaginary. And the last one, you can't really see my circle there, it's too small. That bottom one. Do one here. And again, I'm just doing them. They don't have to be perfect. I'm not taking loads of time with them. Okay, imagine that imaginary line. I'm going to go there. Because each time it means that they're going to be slightly different when you create them. Are we going to do one more? I'm going to do one little one here. And that's going to be my last one with my dark blue pen. So I'll pop that to the side. Okay. And you might get little ones like when I'm looking here, I like the look of that one, and I like the look of these ones more than these ones. So as you're going through, you can adapt your style and think, oh, I want to do those ones more. And obviously, if you do it again. Now, and see, I've got a little gap here. So I'm going to do my first little sort of circle. And then start having my ripple effect coming out from there. Now what I'm going to do, so I want to sort of come down on this one. This will be the last one. Okay, so I've had that one sort of curved down a little bit, and that means I can get another one here. Happy with that one. I'm going to do quite a big one here. And I might not put one there. Okay, so I might force this curve sort of bigger and down into it. Okay. Actually, so I might now create that little space there and just have a normal sort of one fanning out. From there. And then I might do just a little one. There. Okay. Now even when I just do the straight lines there at the end, I like to try and make it a curve to make them all sort of look. Now you can see that line there I'm not the happiest with, but because it's free form, it'll all fit in, so it's absolutely fine. Now, finished with my green. Now what I'm going to actually do before I start, I think that gap's a bit too big. Put that one in there, and that one in there. I'm happy with that now. Okay, so now I've got my black, my dark blue, my lighter blue. I'm going to go now to my green. Okay, and again, I'm looking for these little gaps here is where I'm primarily going to be doing my the start of my okay, do a little one here, have this one curving this way a little bit. Okay, let's have a look. Do one in here. Do a little one there. Do a little one in that little gap there. Start fanning that one out. Do one more curve, I think, there. And that would sort of pick, couldn't know which one I'm going to go for now. I could do both if I wanted to, but I'm just going to do, I think, of this one. I'm happy with my green there now. So, green, it does look a little bit darker on there. It is a green, sorry, you'll see if it gets a bit closer. And when we add in our shading later, which we'll see, it'll look better. So I'm going to do my yellow now. Now with my yellow, it's going to have to come down here. So I'm going to start in that gap as always. But it's going to sort of curve down. So you can see how I'm doing that. I'm continuing that line on, but then I don't go back to there, and that helps me curve it down. One more. Okay. You can see I'll always make that yellow line as well all the way around there. So I'm going to do another one in here, and this little gap, more of a sort of similar one to the other ones I've been doing. On there. Let's do a little mini one in here. I'll fill this little spot. Just do a little one like that. I'm going to start here first. I'm going to use my big sort of main gaps first, and then see maybe making some around that one. Okay. And we're gonna do, let's do our corner one in here. See, I've got that sort of imaginary line, but it doesn't matter too much if I go a little bit off there. And I'm gonna do a one in here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oh, a bit too much there. See what you can see there. That looks a bit better. Okay, and I might do. I'm happy, I think, with that one. So I got that there. Now from my yellow, I'm going to go to orange. So I've got my orange pen now. And actually start in here. Okay, I'm going to go down to this one. That chip down. I'm going to do a little one down here. To get down to the corner. Now, all my colours don't have to go all the way across because of sort of the diagonal direction I'm doing. So this is going to be my bottom corner. Okay, so I might do a little mini one in there. And that one. Use that gap there. And create them coming out of that one. And go deeper down on this side to make that effect where it's sort of coming down. And a little one in here. Okay, this one here, I'm just looking up here, I feel like this has too much of a gap. Now, obviously, if you wanted to, you could do all these lines in pencil first to make sure it's going to be perfect the way that you like it. But I like to do it like this because then I keep any little mistakes, makes it a bit more unique, gives it a little bit more of a character, I think, than it being perfect. I'll do another one coming out from there. And again, there's no sort of real plan to where I'm doing these spirals coming out. I know, obviously, I've got my colours coming across like that. But apart from that, I'll have a look what comes as I'm making my piece. See which one I think looks best when I'm going to put it on. I'm going to start this way. Have a one that sort of comes down again. Have a one here that's going to come out. I don't often do, but every now and then, again, I will do it as if it's behind the other one. So you can see that line there doesn't meet up. It's as if it's going behind. So I do that every now and again. Now, let's have a look. What I think I am going to do, I think that looks a little bit too uniform. What I mean like that is it looks like it's sort of more of a natural curve. So I'm going to add one in here just to make it look a little bit more spontaneous, a little bit more random. Okay, should I put one anywhere else? Maybe put one in here. Because I think the more random this sort of looks, these have affects these things here, the better we get. So I'm going to finish with my orange now and move on to my reds. Okay, now what you would need to do is with your colours work out sort of the thickness. I know I've got 2 colours left, sorry, 3 colours left including my red, so I'm leaving the space. Okay, so if you've only got if you've got less colours than me, you have to make each section bigger, obviously, and if you've got more colours, you maybe want to make these spirals smaller, you can make them bigger, completely up to you, but you have to work with obviously the colours and the things that you've got. Now this to you might look very similar in colour, just with the actual pens being quite close and the camera and the lighting and things like that, but it is orange to red. And if your pens do look quite close when you're doing these the spiral parts of it, okay, the spirals coming out, don't worry, because we can change that, and that will change for definite when we do the shading with the pencil. Okay, then we can really set the differences between the 2 parts. So this is my edge. I need this going here, maybe a little one more curve, one coming out here. Okay, to a 1 in here. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you down, matey. So to say as well, big thank you to anyone who's joined my last live lessons. I know there's only a few in today, with it being one of the last ones. Okay, I know a lot of you do watch on replay. So if you are watching this back, thank you for joining the live lessons. It's been really cool. Helped us stay a little bit sane during lockdown, a little bit like normality. And obviously, you could be watching these lessons miles after lockdown because they obviously are all going to stay up. But this is going to be my last one of this lockdown, of this school year, with only being 1 year left. 1 year left, sorry, 1 week left. Got a lot of stuff I'm prepping in school at the minute. And last week's school, you normally do fun stuff, isn't it? So you don't want to be stuck in a lesson with me. Okay. Keep going here, making sure I'm getting all the way down here into the sides. I think I'm going to do another little mini one here. So yeah, thank you for watching. And see a few familiar names who've watched quite a few of them. That are watching the video live has been quite fun, quite strange, but it's worked. And I'm using a bright pink now because I've got 2 different shades of pinks with my Sharpies. So what I'm going to do, this one's going to go all the way at the top, same as this one. You see this is just in this corner. My last one is just going to be in that corner there. So I know I'm going to sort of like as if it's leaning over. And that'll be my sort of top line that I've got there. So I'm going to do another one there. Yeah, like that one. I'm going to do one going this direction. Again, a one that looks like it's going underneath that one. So do a one in here. And now I'm being conscious of where I'm going to end up. So I know I'm going to have my last few in here. I'd have probably done a few more, another one of the black ones at the start if my pen hadn't been running out. So I'm going to do that and remember that when I do the other one. So that'll be about the top line there. Another little mini one. That. And come down here. Finish off my little bit in there. Sorry if I'm going to be quiet and I'm concentrating. And as you see me, I think my tongue is probably sticking out at the minute while I'm trying to really concentrate. I don't know if any of you do that. Something I've always done. And I'm going to do another one here. Another one here. I'm just going to stop that one just to see how far this one will go. Hiya, Buster. My rabbit's just woke up, wondering what all the noise is, why I'm in here. Keeping him awake when he's normally asleep at this time. Not Abby. And now he's looking at us for food. You'll have to wait, Buster. Okay, and maybe one more there. And now I'm going to go to my last colour, which is my lighter pink. And again, on the camera, you might not pick this up as much of a different colour. Let's see if I can see on the screen. No, it doesn't look too different. In person, it actually is quite a different colour. I'm going to have this curving over here, heading into the corner. And do a normal one coming out from here. Again, all these that I'm choosing, I wouldn't copy do exactly the same as me. I'd be choosing ones, making your own. So I'm going to finish off. I know this one's going to go into the corner. Now this corner is going to be a bit different to my one on the other side because my other side got small, didn't it? So I'm going to have to curve that. Oh, paper's folded. Made a bit of a scruffy bit on the end there. And one last one, just to finish up the shape. So we've got now our background with the different colours. Now this is where the colours will start to look different. So you should have, now I've chose obviously the same colour to add the shade, and you might want to add a shade in a different colour because it's a different effect. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how that look. Might be quite cool. Okay, if you've used two colours, let's say you'd used black and green, or let's say blue and yellow, blue, yellow, blue, yellow. You might want to do yellow shade on the blue one, blue shade on the yellow one. But all I'm going to do, and I'll bring this closer, I'm going to start off. So this is my pink pencil I'm going to do with my end ones I've just finished. Is I'll start to shade a little bit where it starts. And then I will shade a little bit on each side, the left side and the right side as it goes to the end. And then just a little bit lightly in the middle. Okay, not much. And then I'll go around all the other shapes and do exactly the same. So shade quite hard there at the bottom where it starts. Then on the left side of the sort of spirally curve. And the right side, both sides. Then a little bit in the middle, okay, so it sort of blends into a darker colour. So, see, I'm following it round. I don't go all the way to the middle, so these don't meet. So, darker. Shade in there, shade in there. Now, you probably can't see much of this as I'm putting it on with it being a light colour. But when I've done them all, and if you can see it in person, when you see yours, you'll see it really just adds a little bit of effect. So I'm going to follow that curve round a little bit. Same with this one. Follow the curve round a little bit. And with that being a bigger one, I've got more sort of white in the middle there. I'm just going to go lightly there. Okay. And I've added that shading in. Now what I'm going to do is get my next, because I've finished all my light pink, I'm going to get one, and now I've got like more of a purpley sort of darker pink that fits in with that. So this is where you'll be able to see the difference in the colours that are quite close more, because the shading is going to add a lot. So as I add this, and I'm going to do the same with all the spirals as I'm going round, okay? And what I mean that is I'm going to go, like I've been doing, dark right in the middle where it starts, darker down the left side, the right side, sorry, darker on the left side of the shape, and then lighter in the middle. Okay, once I've done a few of these, I'll show you how you'll be able to see the difference in the colours of the two, the dark pink and the lighter pink, purpley pink, I'd say. Because the pencil I'm using now is actually a purple one. Purple. And again, with this, what I would do, if I wasn't doing it live on stream, I'd take a little bit more care with my shading, okay? Always say this when I'm doing my streams. Sometimes I do things a little bit quicker, just for the length of the video. You can obviously pause, you can take your time. But I would be doing my shading a little bit with a little bit more care. Okay, so rather than just having sort of the right side of the shape darker and the left side of the shape darker, as well as the middle, and then the last bit in the middle lighter, I might try and blend those more. So I might be using my thumb to smudge them. Okay, I might be get more of a gradual colour. So you can see on this one here, you can see there's a quite definite line there. So I might sort of put medium pressure here, following that curve round. Medium pressure, then the really light in the middle. Try and blend it more. So you can do that with yours if you want to produce the best piece of art that you can. And with the shading, I try not to, on the left bit and the right bit, I try not to make it sort of straight line for the shading, because obviously it's a curved shape in the middle. Okay, well, curved, like sort of fanning out. So I try and curve the line to match on there. So I'm sort of, and then it might curve around a bit, like curving around there with the shape, and then out a little bit as it sort of gets to the outside. So there I'm curving around as I go with it. Going there, add a little bit of medium. Then my lighter shading in the middle there. So let me finish my purple, see if I can have a look at the chat. Sorry, I always neglect the live chat when I'm concentrating. I'm used to making a lot of my videos not live. So let's have a look. Again, as I say every week, and it's probably the same people in the chat, don't worry if you think yours looks bad. It won't. You'll just be being too self-critical. Again, it's your first time. We're doing something like this. We're practicing. Okay? Only way you're going to get better, if you want, I really wanted a really good looking one of those, do another one afterwards. Okay? What was it that went wrong? Keep practicing. Okay, we've used a lot of shading in previous videos and things like that, so the more you use it, the better you get at it. So don't worry, just keep trying, do your best. So now you can see, if I bring it a bit closer, you can see like the difference between the two colours, that purpley pink and the light pink. You can easily see those now more with the shading. Okay, so you can see what we're going to do. We're just going to work our way through now. So I'm getting my red pencil ready, sharpen it a little, and then we're going to start to shade in the red part. Okay. And again, please, 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 please take more time than me. Really work on your shading. So you're starting hard on these outside bits and these inside bits here. Then we're taking off a bit pressure so we're not pushing as hard with the pencil. Next to that, so it's a sort of a medium shade. And then we're going very light for that last little bit. And they will all look a lot better than mine, I'm sure, as you are doing them. Now you might have some music on or something. I would advise that. I like to have music on when I'm doing art. It helps me concentrate more, so I don't get distracted as much. When I'm on YouTube, I can't be putting music on because it would either have to be through so the speaker, so it wouldn't sound good on your end, or it would be as well music. I've got to be careful what I'm playing so I don't get a copyright strike. But what I sometimes like to do is I like to try and have songs on that match the sort of mood of whatever I'm drawing. And sometimes, a lot of the time, the music that I'm playing while I'm doing my art can change how my art looks because it's making me feel happy, excited sort of type of music. I'm in a different mood when I'm creating the art, creating whatever it is I'm doing, to see if I've got a sad piece or an emotional piece of music on. That can make me create different pieces of art. So music is a great thing, I think, when you're doing art. So it can help you. With this one, we're just doing a bit of shading, aren't we? I'm creating a great sort of design. But if you're doing something a bit more, maybe doing some drawing or something like that, that's when it's going to affect it. I know I'll go off on tangents when we're doing these, but no one likes the sound of silence, so just a pencil going backwards and forwards to there. Saying that, I'm probably going to get loads of things in the chat now. We'd much rather silence than your voice, Mr. B. To be expected. Especially if there's any of my kids watching, because I know what he's like. Right, there's my red. On to my orange. Same as before, I'm going to give it a little bit of a sharpen. Again, I think what's great with art is if you use this idea and you take it and you adapt it, so you make it a little bit different, you make it original, you make it unique, yours, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, have a look, what things could you do? So you could do this, you could have 2 different colours, or just 3 different colours. You could pick certain colours if it was going with something. You could do when we're doing now, the colouring with the pencils, the shading, you could do something different in order to create a different effect there. I've decided to obviously go to the side, so it's like getting lighter in the middle of the shape. I want to do the opposite. Or completely colour them in that colour. Okay, so you could just actually colour them in. All the same sort of shade, not going lighter or anything like that. But what I think you do realise when you see this is pencil and felt tip can work really well together. And you've got that strong felt tip outline, and then the orange, oh well, sorry, any colour pencil that you've got underneath is like sort of continuing that colour, making it, you can add that shading in with them, which you can't with felt tips, make it a bit softer. Use your felt tip for stuff where you want that part to stick out on your drawing or anything, but they do really work well together, because I see a lot of people do use just one medium and create great stuff, like just felt tips to make something, or just paint, or just pencils, or just pastels. But I do like when people use multiple, so pencils and pens, or paints and pastels, or whatever, combine them to create unique and sort of something you've not seen before. I think that's really cool. And a lot of these different things do complement each other. Like I've said with these pencils and pens, the pencils allow me to add some shading. Felt tips make me add stuff that really sort of sticks out. With using pastels, you've got a lot more shading technique and blending of colours there, which you can't get with your sort of pencils and stuff like that. So you could use that with felt tips as well, and you paint, and lots of different combinations. Because obviously, again, as well, you could create this with different things, couldn't you? You could create this with pastels or chalks or anything like that. You could create this using paint. Okay, paint those outlines, and then maybe use felt tip in the middle. I don't know. Lots of different ways that you can do it. So, got our orange done, and you can see there now, if we look, it makes a real difference if I cover up that part. So we got that piece of art there where we haven't got any shading, and then we move my arm, and we have a look at that part where we've got all the shading. You can see it really makes it look and pop out a lot more, makes it look really, really cool. So it is really worth doing this shading part. Even now when I'm doing yellow, which is a light pencil, which you don't see as much, it does really add to the effect. Okay, sometimes people try, when they're using lighter colours, your yellows, your pinks, when you're using pencils, things like that, you try to go really, really sort of dark as we are for the middle part and the sides all the time, because oh well, you can't see the colour, so I need to really, really press hard and make sure people can see it. A lot of time, having that colour just light, although it doesn't really, really jump out, it really still does add to the effect. So you don't always have to, just because it's a light colour, really sort of push down, because that can make you lose a lot of sort of what you're trying to do, especially with something like here, where we're sort of having that shade effect. If you think, oh, I can't see that yellow, okay, in the middle part, then you make it harder, you push harder, so it's darker in the middle, then it sort of doesn't match with all the other effects that you've done, and it can spoil it. So stick with you what you're doing, the effect you're trying to create, and wait till everything comes together before you start thinking about maybe what change and things are going to make. Me and my yellow. So move on to my green. If you couldn't have guessed, tell us something we don't know, Mr. B. Go. Sometimes you might find there, I'm finding hard to blend as much when I first started, because my pencil was very, very sharp. So be wary of that. Don't just be steaming ahead. Your pencils might have some that are not as sharp, so it's harder to get that darker part. Sometimes they're really sharp, so it's hard to get the softer tones in there. And don't just sort of plow on ahead. Notice it and change it to keep that effect, keep that tone that you are going for. Nearly finished the green here. Start that bit with it being sort of more of a circular one. Okay, sort of start quite much big base there. So you can see I've had to sort of come in and sweep round to the top there to create that sort of same effect. Now I'm going to add my medium, and sometimes I add my medium, see how I go one way then the other way. It creates that sort of V at the top. So it means it's getting sort of lighter at the top, and I can blend that last little bit in there. Uniform. Right, my light blue pencil I need for my light blue section. Again, just continuing on with the darker part, any port in the storm, darker port. It's important now I have the word port stuck in my head. The darker part, okay, in the middle at the start, okay, like sort of the epicenter, the very middle of it, then sort of come that around. Again, this is another one where it's quite thick at the bottom, so I'm be careful with my shading to make sure it matches in, doesn't look strange. And the last little bit there. Okay, that looks good. And again, another one with this one, which I see a lot of the time, when you're doing something like sort of the same, so we're doing the shading similar all the way down, try to keep that concentration. Try and not get bored, or not after you've been doing it for 20 minutes and you've still got a little bit to go. Don't sort of slack off so you go starting to go over the lines and your blending isn't as good, because then you'll have put all that effort in for everything that you've created and it'll suffer just because you've let that sort of last bit. You gotta use that patience, or step away, come back to it if your arm or hand start to hurt or anything like that. And again, this one, I need to sharpen it a bit. I find it harder to get that real darker part in the middle. That's better. And again, I've got my colours that match. I think it looks like a really cool effect. But you might want to try different colours and different ones. So although it's the blue felt tip, do the shading in different colour. Have a go. When you're doing things like that, I'd always do a little, maybe rather than doing the whole thing, I'd do a little test on a piece of paper, maybe a little corner or something like that. Is it going to look good? Is it going to be worth it? And before you start. And my last one, got a black pencil. Again, would probably had this one black and another darker blue one there, if my pen hadn't been running out. Again, got to be careful with my black because it's a very dark colour. So make sure really lighter, darker. Okay, so I'm really getting that shaded effect. Nearly done. One more. Sort of greyer in the middle. There we go with that. And there we go. You can have it obviously any way you want. You can have it that way, you can have it that way, whatever you've done. And again, you could use that as a background where you have things on the front. You could add something to it. You could be happy with that. You could cut it out. Lots of different things that you can do there. And you can see if you look closely that I've copied the one that I've done originally. Copied that one just to make sure I was getting my spacing right and stuff like that. But you can see if you look closer, it is different. I have added extra ones can go different directions and things like that. So remember that when you do yours, they don't have to look the same. You might want to make bigger ones, smaller ones, lots of tiny little ones. Make it really intricate, completely up to you. Okay. That's another art project done there. So I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, you can go back on the video and pause or anything like that if you're really trying to look at how we're creating those shapes, things like that. But again, this is going to be my last live lesson of this school year, as we got 1 week left. So thanks for guys watching who have came to other lessons. It's been absolutely great. We've managed to adapt with this lockdown and everything like that, and still be absolutely amazing in school with our learning and what we've created. Not just our art lessons, all the other lessons if you've been. So thanks for coming along with them. If you do create one, you do have a go at this, please send me it. Okay, Mr. Biggins123 on Twitter, Mr. Biggins123 on Facebook, and you guessed it, Mr. Biggins123 on Instagram, IG. Okay, send me them. I love to see them. Love to see what you've been able to create from that. So, from me, I'm going to say bye and thanks again, everyone, for watching, and enjoy the rest of your summer holidays now. Rest of your school time or home learning, and then enjoy the summer holidays ready for next year. Until next time, I'll catch you all later, guys.